viikon torjunta menee Islandersin ruotsalaismaalivahti Tommi Saalon piikkiin. Janne Laukkanen on aloittanut kautensa paremmin kuin kertaakaan aikaisemmin, niin kuin seuraansa Arava Senatoskin.
Fritz scored 40-50 goals. Bertuzzi isn't the player they hoped he would be yet. Ziggy's got speed, Ziggy's got courage, Ziggy's got charisma. Everything the Islanders need to put people in the building, which they need desperately. Look at the speeder, jumps the middle, good pass at net, goes through, goal scorers get that. A plumber would hit the goalie in the pads and go out. Ziggy right now is playing the best he has all year. He missed training camp. That's made a big difference, but right now he's really playing as good as he has for a couple of years.
I don't think you were that tough on Milbury when he was sitting next to you last week, and you see the numbers on Palffy. He really came in a little slow, probably because of that, but now he's flying high, and he was named the Player of the Week. He leads the Isles in scoring with 15 points. So bottom line, they're happy with Palffy, Al, obviously. Are the Isles done, Mike done making moves? Is this the team it's going to be?
Ziggy and the Fish Boys are desperate to sink their hooks into another win. Behind their latest catch, Brian Smolinski. They may have landed the power they need.
The Islanders' Tommy Salo notched career shutout #1 against Washington.
Here's Kelly Miller on a breakaway, cuts and shoots. Salo slides out and robs Kelly Miller.
Also inducted was Al Arbour, who became head coach of the then hapless New York Islanders in 1973. In 7 years, he transformed an expansion team into 4-time Stanley Cup champion.
Bill Torrey, man that was inducted here last year. We worked together for 20 years, around 20 years, with the Islanders. Billy Smith, Dennis Potvin, Mike Bossy. Brian Trottier will be in very shortly, and hopefully a few more. And to me, all the players I've had over the years are very, very special. And the reason I'm here tonight is because of them, and I thank them all sincerely.
For the Flames, Trevor Kidd gets knocked out by Brian Smolinski. Scary moment as he laid motionless on the ice, but he didn't have to leave the game. He would be okay. Scoreless in the first period. Rookie Jerome Guinla gets it past Eric Fichaud. Power play goal, and it's 1-0 Calgary. Still in the first, Ziggy Palffy to Travis Green. They tie it up, and it's 1-1. That line has been tough for the Isles. Pierre Paget obviously upset. Beginning of the second, it's Green with the second goal for the Isles. Bryan Berard on the assist. Islanders go on to win it.
But still, at the end of one, no score here at the Coliseum. Let's go downstairs and join Sam Marciano.
Well, as you see the Isles coming off the ice, this first period has been pretty much the Washington Capitol style. They've been picking lots of fights. You know, hey, maybe they were a little annoyed that this game took a while to get going because it is Clark Gillies night. And it's somewhat fitting because some fighting, and it is Clark Gillies night, and he's going to be Stan's guest in between the first and the second period. We'll be back with lots more right after this.
Tie at the end of the first period, the Isles and the Washington Capitals, but the man of the hour, Clark Gillies, shots on goal. The Caps, big advantage, 10-4. I think the Isles got a little bit rusty standing there during the tremendous ceremonies. And, you know, Clark Gillies, I have to tell you, I cried a little bit. I cried a little bit. I don't know about, I was trying to see whether you were crying a little bit during that ceremony.
I held up better than I thought I would, Stan. I thought that I may not make it halfway through. My mom said, why are you bothering writing a speech? Because halfway through you're going to be bawling your eyes out anyway. I knew I wouldn't make it too well through the portion where I had flashed a picture of my dad because he meant a great deal to me. But I just took the attitude that this is a great celebration and I want it to be a celebration. And I'll have my private tears, I'm sure, but I'm just celebrating this thing in the biggest way and I'm having so much fun right now.
Well, we're going to take a look at the banner as it's being hauled up to the rafters, and I want to know, as this is happening, what are you thinking at this very point?
Well, Stan, it's just, you know, I'd seen it happen to the other fellas that have had their jerseys retired, and I knew what a great moment it was for them, and I just wanted to stand there and really take it all in. It's, I'm very proud of the fact that I now have my number retired, and proud of all the guys that helped me get to this position. And as I said earlier, it's a
one of the most, I got to tell you, one of the most amazing things was when the players came out for warm-ups, I kept thinking I was seeing you, all the guys were wearing number 9, which I thought was a terrific idea. Were you aware of that?
No, I wasn't. I was actually signing autographs before the game, and Maureen Brady had all these number 9 jerseys, and I said, where the heck did you get all these number 9 jerseys from? And she looked at me with this dumb look on her face, and she said, he obviously doesn't know where I got all these from. So it was kind of funny to see all the guys wearing the same jersey. It was a big tribute.
We're going to flash back to Game 6 against the Philadelphia Flyers. This is known as the famed offside goal, and you were involved in this play. You got the assist. Tell me about it.
I guess it was clearly offside from the looks of that shot. It happened so fast. I made a move to the boards and dropped it back to Butchie, and he brought it in so quickly that Leon Stickle didn't even realize it had gone over the blue line. Made a great pass to Dwayne Sutter and then a great shot, but all they ever talk about is the offside. But it was a great goal, other than the fact that it was 2 feet offside.
Well, the winning of the Stanley Cup, everybody wants to know how you react at a certain point. Now, here's the pass to Nystrom. What was your reaction, and where were you?
I was sitting on the end of the bench by the door on the right side of the bench, and I really didn't jump off the bench at that time. It was a feeling of elation, and I just wanted to sit there. Bobby's been quoted as saying, I was just glad it was over, and that's the feeling I had. It had been real hell for about 6 weeks, and just to see that goal go in, that really meant one thing, that we were done and we were the champions.
Well, tonight in the ceremonies, there were a couple of real surprises, but one more than other. Coach of yours when you were a kid, Hunter, what did he mean to you?
Well, John was a guy that, there he is sitting up there, he was a guy that was very, very important to me. He took me under his wing. He was, I think, more than a coach. He was a real good friend, and after my father had died, he became and was before, but really helped my mother a tremendous deal. He was a great family friend, and continues to this day. We love him dearly, and we're glad that we can have him here tonight.
I must tell some of the fans that Clark is one of the best joke tellers I've ever heard. I told one of your jokes, a dog joke today, which we won't get into the joke, but one of the fans was asking me whether you were always this funny when you were a rookie, in the first 2 years, the way you are now.
I think so. My attitude was, go out there and have a good time. I got serious when I got on the ice, but I think it took right up until game time before I really got serious about what was going on up there. This, life is pretty short, and if you can't have a good time along the way, you're going to miss some things. And I made sure, and I have made sure, and I will make sure that I'm going to have a good time for the rest of my life.
If I wasn't worried about falling off this chair, I'd give you a hug, because that's the way all the Islander fans feel about this guy, the great Clark Gillies. We'll have more of have the between period show right after this break and a devastating trivia question. Stay tuned.
Everybody, and it's time for our Nissan trivia quiz. Now, Stan, I'm here to help you out on this one because I've heard you had a little bit of trouble lately on the trivia question.
And I answer everything Darren Pooper from now on. Sooner or later, I'm going to be right.
Okay, let's check out the question. We'll see what we have for you tonight. How many other players wore number 9 for the Islanders besides Clark Gillies?
That's easy.
Oh, wait, you can no, you can't say anything yet. You gotta wait till in between the second and the third.
I know it wasn't Darren Pooper.
Okay, well, we'll be back with lots more right after this.
Scoring in the first period, but Eddie, there was some goaltending.
Oh yeah, it wasn't heavy, but it was times here that we thought maybe something would end up in the net. Whoa, good stop there. Tommy Salo, more and more his confidence. Look at down low. Beautiful play here as he stayed in front of Housley. And look at this beautiful move here. Travis Green, good stop by Carey. Look at the second effort. He's not satisfied. The puck's there, he's rolling, gives his players a chance in front of the net, but Carey got the puck out of there. Some of the action at both ends of the ice. Clark Gillies, he's everywhere, he's everywhere.
Yeah, that's Mike Milbury's music we got going too. Where's the coach? He's coming out.
Oh, and it's intended, yeah, of course, it's intended, well,
There's still a fallout after the Stanley Cup era, and I can still feel the excitement of the people and the organization of it. We got to get back to that level of winning and that kind of an organization where we're bringing in key young players that are going to continue a tradition.
I think I've been here for 3 numbers being retired, and all the Stanley Cup banners that they have up there, so you got to see a lot of the alumni and the old-timers and stuff, but it's just great to see and they're great to talk to and to hear the stories and learn from them.
Well, I am fortunate to be with one of the all-time great hockey players, Dennis Potvin. Dennis, there's a lot of excitement going on in this building right now. What do you think?
Well, I like it when the Islanders score a goal. I always liked it when the Islanders score, but you can see the reaction of the crowd. This is terrific. But, you know, the reason why we're here is the best reason in the world. It's to honor one of my former teammates, Clark Gillies, and he was just what was billed tonight, the greatest guy to play with and probably the toughest guy that ever played the game.
Let me ask you this. John Spano, the new owner, is also here. He's got all the alums in the box right now. What are you guys talking about?
Well, we're all talking about the old days and telling a lot of jokes. But after that, I have no comment at all. We're not talking.
Okay, well, thanks very much for coming on. Let's head back upstairs.
12:40 to go, third period, 1-0 Islanders, as Rich Pilon comes back for a puck in the Islanders zone. Thanks to Sam, Dennis Potvin. Centering feed, Salo gobbles it up with Schwekowski, who's on the ice now, right in front of him.
Wow, good play, nice save. And the crowd are enjoying it here. They're reacting to everything.
Just about a full house tonight. Scattered seats largely, I understand, have been sold. Some people perhaps scared away by the weather. This generation of fans were not able to enjoy the team that put together 4 straight championships. Maybe the guy in the lower right-hand corner was, but those kids see tonight what real excitement is when tribute is paid, as you see right there, not only to Clark Gillies, but the other alumni from that 4-time Stanley Cup winner, and it gives them something to go to sleep dreaming about tonight. Caps control the draw. Tenorti, a wrist shot, skips wide. And Nicholas Anderson brings it up the left wing. It's the Washington line. And got it to the corner. Back behind, a centering feed, intercepted by Nicolishin. And Andrei Nicolishin leads Krieger. Back to Nicolishin, holds up. Cross ice to Norty, the drive skips wide. He missed hard around, but Klee's got time to get it. Ken Klee floats one, that hits a leg. Anderson, a good play to just get it to the corner. And now Anderson wrists it out of the zone. Thing the Islanders don't want to do now is start trying to grab the puck and can't. So Schwekowski behind the net to Konowalchuk. Schwekowski centers right through Hunter's legs. The net is empty for Washington. The puck out of the zone, and here's Anderson. Nicholas Anderson on the open net. Bingo!
seconds remaining. And of course, we know that teams have scored 2 goals in 45 seconds many times in the past. But I don't have a feeling that Washington have it in them, and the Islanders are not going to give them the opportunities. And it was a check in front of the net on Dale Hunter that kept that puck from not being a shot at the net, the Islanders' net, and Nicholas Anderson an opportunity to put it in the open one.
And Tommy Sallow now an opportunity for his second shutout in a little more than a week against the Washington Capitals. 2-0 last week in Landover, 2-0 right here with 30 seconds to go. Can the Islanders clear and keep the shutout? Berard's got the puck. Now it hops over his stick. Pressure from Eagles. 20 seconds remain. Huda tied up behind the net. It squirts free. Berard plays it to the boards. Derek King couldn't get it past Klee. Klee hit his own man, Berube. And with 8 seconds left, Bryan Berard to the red line, throws it to the Washington line. Klee shoots it the other way, and Clark Gillies, this wins for you. Tommy Sallow gets the shutout, his second.
I'll tell you, this crowd is certainly enjoying it. They've been on their feet 3 times here in the last, 2.5 minutes. Great feeling for the Islanders. That's the 3rd time they beat Washington, one of their Atlantic Division rivals, and 3 times they beat the Philadelphia Flyers. So their divisional record is outstanding, and Clark Gillies is standing tall. His sweater is hanging tall in the rafters as this young Islander team responded nicely here tonight as they head off to the dressing room to feel very good about themselves. They played a real struggle of a hockey game for both teams, but they won enough of the little battles.
So a 2-0 Islander win against the Capitals for the 2nd time in 8 days. And let's go downstairs to Sam Marciano.
Well, you know, earlier in the week there was a press conference for Clark Gillies, and the team was there. He asked the team to win tonight, and they did it for him. It wasn't easy, and it certainly wasn't pretty, but they come away with the victory against the Caps. When we come back, we'll have lots and lots of stuff on the post-game show. Stan Fischler will interview one of the Isles, and I'll be in Mike Milbury's press conference. All that and more right after this.
A lot of smiles on faces of those leaving the Nassau Coliseum, and a whole lot more, I'm sure, will be on the faces of Islander alumni in the next few minutes. And this is why our Chase scoring summary, brought to you by Chase. The right relationship is everything. Nothing in the first period and nothing in the second either as things worked out, although that second period was actually halted with about 4.5 minutes to play, 4:17 to be exact, because of a broken pane of glass. When the third period finally started, Smolinski and then Anderson into the empty net combined to give the Islanders their second 2-0 win over the Washington Capitals in 8 days. And boy, there are a whole lot of ways you can go and looking at reasons for this one. I mean, Tommy Sallow automatically gets a lot of credit for having a shutout, but how about Stan Fischler's guest? Stan?
I'll tell you something, Howie. It looked like there may never be a goal tonight, and then Brian Smolinski came through, and it kind of just came out of the blue. I mean, this was an excruciating game up until then. Tell me about it.
Well, you know, Washington coming in, you know, they didn't have their big guns in, Bondruk, Pavanka. We know there's some injuries. They work hard, you know, that's their forte, and, you know, all we had to do was match it. We had a little more skill than we did, but, you know, work hard. If you work hard at it, you might get 2 points, but we persevered, and, you know, I'm real happy about it.
Well, I'll give you another bromide. If you shoot the puck at the net, it's liable to go in, and it did go in, the 1-0, the winning goal. Now, tell me about it, because it was very difficult to see from the other end.
Well, here, you know, Ziggy made a great play. I just wanted to kind of maybe screen the goalie, and he got it up a little high there. And, you know, playing with Mario and Yags, you know, you kind of just want to fire it in front. And hopefully, you know, it goes in like that. And watching those guys, so I was fortunate to get a goal like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a percentage shot. You take enough, the law of averages, it's going to go in. But after your goal, you know, the win wasn't guaranteed. What do you think of the way Tommy Sallow is playing goal for you?
I thought he played spectacular. He showed some great poise, you know, in the later parts of the game. He did that when we were in Washington. You know, I think he's a little better goalie right now than Fisch. Fisch might be a little younger, but Tommy's doing a fantastic job.
Now, you played against this club when you were with other teams. Now you're with the club, got a little feel of the team. How do they appear to you?
Well, I think we're young. You know, we don't have that great of experience, but we're coming. I think we got some great talent. We got a great nucleus, and you know, if Mike and the management do the right things, I think we're going to have a fantastic team coming in the next couple of years.
Do you feel right now that this club is a playoff contender, even though you're under 500?
I think so. I think you know, if guys come together and into one focal point, I think you know, we can strive to do that. You know, we have a long ways to go. There's still 30, 40 games left. You know, maybe more. Who knows? But you know, if guys come together, we might have a shot.
Now, between now and the next game, I may be doing a handbook on the power play because we got to get that revved up a little bit. Can you tell me one little thing that might be changed to make it better?
Well, you really can't pinpoint one thing. You know, penalty killing, they do a great job. I think Washington's one of the best in the league. You just got to have a little patience. You know, our top two lines are the power play, and you know, when you play a lot and you get late in the game, you got to score, and we're not doing that. But you know, we might have to work on it a little more and get some things in order.
I was wondering how the Islanders were feeling about the ceremony for Clark Gillies. What was your impression of it?
Well, I was happy to be here, put it that way. You know, he's a great attribute to the Islanders. You know, watching him play growing up, he won 4 cups. You know, you can't say anything less about the guy. He's a first-class citizen from what I hear, and congratulations to him, and it's a great attribute to be a part of it.
But did standing on the ice for that length of time, did that diminish the club's ability to come out strong?
Not necessarily. I think it kind of revved us up a little bit. You know, when you had a full house like this, you know, Clark even said it, you know, it's the fans. You know, there's 3 things. You know, there's the team, the owner, and the fans are what do it. They rev the boys up, and they did that tonight. And you were glad to get the 2 points and for the win for the fans.
Now, you absorbed the message and you delivered the message. Bryan Smolinski got the winning goal. It was a 2-zip win, but he got the one when it counted, and it proved you shoot the puck sooner or later, it's going to go into the net, and those are the happy victors. We're going to have more right after this break.
Well, the Islanders make Clark Gillies' night a rousing success. They beat the Washington Capitals 2-0, and Eddie, you've been lobbying since about the middle of the game for this fella as our Bud player of the game, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Oh, no, I'll tell you something. The only time he was off the ice, Howie, was when he took somebody off with him in a bunch of penalties, but I thought Rich Pilon played he plays so hard. He plays with everything he's got, and he did it so many times. He takes hits, he hands out hits, he lets everybody know he's on the ice. Teammate makes a mistake. Who's the first guy there to back him up? Look at this. Down, block the shot, sacrifice. And this is a guy that hurts after every hockey game, and he is our Bud player of the hockey game, no doubt. And you know what? Just for that, he's standing by with Stan Fisher. We're going to go down and join both of them. Stan?
Richie, Eddie Westfall just said you hurt after every game. How many places does it hurt right now?
Right now, actually, I'm not that bad, Stan. Usually after the games, I'm pretty bumped up. Anything right now, my one shoulder is a little bit sore, and that's pretty well it. Otherwise than that, I feel pretty good.
Well, what about that shot that you took? Where did that hit you?
You know what? It hit me right in the pad. Usually, I remember last time we played Washington, I took it right above the knee, and I was, you know, I kind of had a Charlie horse there, but this one here hit me right in the pad, really didn't feel it. I was just kind of tired there after when I got up.
Have you put anything in that space since then, or you just take your chances?
No, you can't really put anything in that space. It's one of those things where you go down and your hockey pants kind of go up, and there's just enough room for a puck to hit you, and it seems to find its way there all the time.
Well, I've called him the Warrior, which is pretty obvious. They got a Warrior on their team named Mark Tenorti, and he reminds me of you. But, you know, you're getting... I noticed that you're not just blocking shots and belting guys all over the place, but you're making good, smart passes out of your zone.
Hey, thanks, Dan. It's you know, it's something I think with I don't know if it's now the last few games, it's starting to feel a little more comfortable there, starting to feel a little bit, you know, catching up that one step I was behind at the start. You know, when you're coming off no training camp and just playing a couple games, it's tough. But the last few games, I think I'm coming back. My groin's starting to feel definitely a lot better, and that, you know, that's one of the positive things that I feel.
Well, if Tommy Sallow knows what he's doing, you ought to give you a little present for some of the shots that you blocked. But what do you think of the way the kid played goal?
He definitely played good. You know, I think the first 2 periods we played it was an ugly game. I think the 3rd period it definitely opened up, and we just never died. We just, you know, and I think Tommy, you know, he's a big part of it. If you don't stop the puck, we're not going to win any games, and that's what he's there for. That's, you know, why we have defensemen out there. That's why we have the forwards. It's a team effort, and I think in the 3rd period we definitely came out. We weren't going to die. In the first 2 periods we were definitely ugly periods.
Well, when Richie Pilon hits a guy right, it's like being belted by a pile driver, and Kaminsky knows all about that. Ah, wow. That's what is known in French as a zetz. I mean, you really... But that wasn't the best one you threw. You nailed the guy. Remember the one you nailed the guy along the boards? I thought you killed him.
Brunette, yeah, just kind of stepped
Brunette became a blonde after that one.
It was kind of those things where he was getting, I think, a bad pass from his dean. He was looking behind him, and you know, we're always told the defenseman to step up and close our gap, and you know, the hit was there if you had the right timing.
You know, after the game in Miami, we came back. I said to a couple of people, I thought that tonight's game was going to be a critical game for the team for the rest of the season. Washington's a club in the pack. They're a good team. You beat them before. But this game showed that the club is resilient.
Definitely, I think that, you know, you come to back-to-back games. The game against Florida, it's a game in the trenches. You come against Washington, it's another game in the trenches. But, you know, when you're playing teams in your division, these are 4-point games, and you don't want to be dropping back. We're in a playoff hunt, and our goal right now is to make the playoff. I think, as the team has showed in the last few games here, I think that we are definitely playing without that do-die situation, which we do have to play with.
Well, Richie Pilon, last time he showed how pleased he is with staying healthy. You knocked on wood, so here's the head. Knock on it again. Let's see if it keeps working. Congratulations. Super duper game. I'm loading up on more wood. We're going to have more of the Islanders post-game show, and I'm going to add a little plywood to my cranium for the next time. So Richie Pilon can continue. Stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more fun.
A hell of a hockey game. Richie Pilon was immense on defense. You know, Doug Huda was there to challenge one of the toughest guys in hockey, Simon, when he was after Palffy. McCabe, LaChance, the rest of the D. Berard fighting a bad back, was hanging in there. Up front, you know, and we got a bunch of guys like Armstrong, who doesn't get much credit, but he was, you know, he and Cruz and other guys showed character. These guys, it was not an easy game to play in. We knew coming in without their skilled players that they would play a gritty game, and indeed they did. But we stayed with it, and we came up with 2 points. And I think our guys, they deserve a lot of credit. You know, they're playing hard, and that's what we wanted from the beginning. And we've been in every game, and you got to believe.
This tonight was a little bit of a reversal. You guys seemed to get stronger in the third period.
Yeah, well, we got a break in the schedule. Washington had played last night. You know, with all the ceremonies, it was tough to get going on from the get-go. But we did, in fact, get stronger as the game went on, which is something that obviously pleases me. You know that conditioning is always a factor, and certainly we were okay in the third.
How much did that check by Claude Lapointe spark you guys a little?
Well, it was an exclamation point to the evening, and he had himself a hell of a game. Claude, I thought he was, you know, he's a gritty little competitor. But it meant something. We needed to get something going. I mean, it marked the break, and we came back, and I think we had some, you know, some clue as to what we had to do in the third period based on how Claude finished that check. I mean, that was Tenorti. That wasn't some little guy. That was just, I mean, he has no fear.
Phoenix plays Monday night. Did that help you Tuesday? They won a heck of a game.
I think anytime you catch a team on the tail end of a back-to-back, it's an advantage. It's not a guarantee. Yeah. It's just an advantage. And we've been, you know, we played here a while ago. It was the 4th game in 5 nights, and we had played in Florida the night before, getting about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And so we were at a distinct...
7 guys upstairs scouting it. 7.
Pardon me? Tonight?
Tonight, yeah.
Okay.
Paul McLean, Balatinoff, all those kinds, as well as Hay, Smith.
Well, okay.
Next. What about the play, Nicholas Anderson? He was just all over the ice tonight.
Nick is, you know, for a little guy, he controlled the corners pretty well tonight, and he's been getting chances and not able to score. And had he missed on that one, it would have been devastating to him, I'm sure. But you know, he deserved it for the work that he's done over the last couple of weeks, and he's a very intelligent hockey player.
Is it something different maybe that he's been doing in practice, or?
No, he always works hard, and he got a chance to play with some different people tonight, and he proved himself to be a guy that was very useful at the right time.
You were unhappy with some players in the Florida game. You felt that you'd worked out, but worked hard, but some guys hadn't worked hard enough. Were you happy with those players tonight?
Yeah, I thought, I mean, the first almost 2 periods of the game were really hard. It was hard to get going because we knew they played an intelligent hockey game. They were conservative. They were physical. They worked very hard. They tried to limit our opportunities. It was, yes, it was a classic road game, and we had to stick with it and not get frustrated. In other games we've gotten frustrated, and tonight, instead of being frustrated, we channeled our emotion into more energy.
The moving Palffy to the Smolinski line, is that just a one-time thing, just to shake things up, or is that something you might...
Well, you know, I didn't see anything happening with either line, and I thought it would be an opportunity to explore if we could get something going with those guys, and you know, it happened to work out tonight. I don't know if it'll be long-term or not.
It wasn't just a situation tonight, or I mean, is there a danger of trying to get Smolinski going and then maybe mess up the other line that's been doing pretty good?
Well, I don't really know what I'm going to do on Tuesday, but I do know that I was happy we made the change tonight.
Was there any particular instance you guys didn't get frustrated in the third period like you had in the past? When did you start seeing the team gain confidence in the third period to the point where you didn't have the danger of frustration setting in after the first?
I think they were the reaction after the Phoenix game in Phoenix was anger more than defeatist. In other games that we've been tied late or lost late, we just felt defeated, and we were really angry with ourselves.
Action at the anger at themselves.
Right.
Was there any one person in the locker room that, you know, kind of said something to the guys, as far as one of the players, you know?
I don't know. I'm not in there that often.
Mike, where would you, I don't know if you rank victories, but considering it's Clark Gillies night and your sellout crowd.
Yeah, we had, you know, I said to the players before the game, every time I challenge you, you guys seem to shrink instead of get taller. And I said, I'm not going to mention that we're going to have a full crowd. I'm not going to mention that we're going to be much closer to 500, and I'm not going to mention a lot of other things that I could, but I just want you to play hard. And they did. I think you have to keep challenging people to get them to reach their potential. And despite the fact that it may have failed in the past, we will continue to challenge them, and I think that's the only way you can build a winner and hopefully one day a championship team.
Is this as sweet as win this year for this club, considering everything?
It was, under the circumstances, it was very nice win. Sweetest, I don't know. I mean, they're all.
I don't know this Adonia, and yet I must. She's beautiful. Hey, why does Donnie get her and not me? Scott, see if that's...
In their last 8, including an 8-2 massacre of Phoenix last night. Bill Berg and Nicholas Anderson saying hello. Second period, Rangers up 1-0. Great passing. Travis Green dumps one to Bryan Berard, who goes top shelf here for the power play goal. Game tied at 1. Still second, Nicholas Anderson. Hesty in the crease. Knocks in the loose puck, 2-1 Isles. Isles on fire. In the second, Anderson passed to Brian Smolinski, who deflects it past Glenn Healy, and it's 3-1 Isles. They got 6 in the second last night. They're on the way to getting 4 in the second tonight. Zigmund Palffy walks in alone and slaps one by Healy. 4-1 at the end of the second. Oh my. 5-3 was the final. Ziggy Palffy, 2 goals, number 19 and 20. The Rangers wasted a 1-minute 47-second 2-man advantage in the first. The third time this season they came away empty with a 2-man advantage.
Sabres taking on.
Later, Smolinski returns the favor.
Guarding him, and so Anderson fires, he scores!
In one short season, you captured the heart of your new home city and gave Colorado its first major sports championship ever. Your coach, Mark Crawford, is the third youngest coach in history to lead a team to a Stanley Cup victory. Now, that's a remarkable achievement, something I can identify with. I used to be the youngest person doing things a long time ago. I may show those final minutes to the cabins repeatedly over the next 3 years. And of course, the 1996.
As you can well imagine, it takes tremendous teamwork to win any campaign, and I can only attest how well this group of athletes and the other athletes who aren't with us today had to work through the adversity that we faced during the playoffs last year to bring that first championship to the great state of Colorado.
Yager gets away. Yager moving in. Yager open. Scores! Yager on track. Pilon. And it's 2-0 Pittsburgh. Here he comes. Mario Lemieux to Yager. He's got a lot of room. Yager in. Yager shot. Save. Scores on the rebound. Jaromir Yager. Second goal of the game. He got it back into the middle. Berard working one of the points. Nice pass comes back to him. His shot again. Save made. Rebound. Score! Bryan Berard. Yager almost got free. You got to mug him to cut him off, and that's exactly what Marty McGinnis did. Look at that. Center shot. Brandon scores. A magnificent shot. A two-handed once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Jaromir Yager comes charging in. Oh, man. Well, this will be real interesting to see what happens here. 4 times a two-handed.
Talking about making a great play. He's over on the bench. He was pretty tired. And Simpson. They're throwing some rights to each other's backs. Boy, those are solid ones now. Webb and Simpson. Simpson got in close for a moment. Roundhouse right. Oh, and another one, and down he goes. And now it's Ralston. Ralston's pass is blocked, brought on by Bobby Holik. Holik got it to Guerin. Score! Where on earth was the opening? It was up and do. The rights by Odeline. Webb trying to counter. Odeline throwing bare-handed rights, and Webb against the glass. They continue to fire away with the punches. Lyle Odeline, the veteran, and the first-year man, Stephen Webb. Point Holik. Holik back to Sullivan again. Pretty good activity whenever Sullivan's got the puck. Pestered by LaPointe, got it to Niedermeyer, and a save made by Sullivan. Rebound, score! Sullivan! Power play, 2-0. Sullivan wanting to sneak by for a pass. Andrechuk now gives to him. Steve Sullivan with Andrechuk breaking, score! Dave Andrechuk, his 4th goal in the last.
tonight at the Nassau Coliseum as the Islanders celebrate their silver anniversary season. Hi again, everyone. I'm Howie Rose, soon to be joined by Ed Westfall and Sam Marciano. And for all the festivities, let's go downstairs to the radio voice of the New York Islanders, Barry Landers.
Tonight, the Islanders culminate a season-long celebration that has included the appointment of 25th anniversary ambassadors Ed Westfall, John Tonelli, and Clark Gillies. The opening night spectacular and the raising of banners for Clark Gillies and Al Arbour. Which brings us to tonight with the introductions of the Chase Bank Islander all-time team. The all-time Islander team that was chosen by the greatest fans in the National Hockey League, Islander fans. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout tonight's game, watch for segments on the video board as we count down the top moments in team history. We couldn't introduce an Islander all-time team without having these two Islander legends on the ice with us. Please welcome the team's first general manager, who built the 4 Stanley Cup championship teams, and a member of the Hockey Hall of Fame, Bowtie Bill Torrey. The man whose banner hangs above you. He coached the Islanders for 19 seasons, 739 wins, and 4 Stanley Cups. The newest member of the Hockey Hall of Fame, Al Arbour. Please welcome the Islander all-time team, one of the Islanders' 25th anniversary ambassadors, and the honorary captain of the Islander all-time team. You know him as number 18, Sports Channel's Eddie Westfall. Let's meet the second team of the all-time squad. The goaltender who could not be with us tonight, but here in spirit, number 1, Glenn Chico Resch.
To all you Islander fans, I want to wish you all a happy 25th anniversary tonight. I want to especially thank you for voting me to the All-Islander team. That was quite an honor because there's been some great goaltenders and players with that organization. I want to wish you all a great night. I want to thank Bill and Al and all the players for all that they brought to the organization, and I just know you guys are going to have a great night tonight. And for the current Islanders, you guys go out there and win one for the old Islanders. Have a great time.
As the big guy on the blue line. He was tough. Defenseman number 26, Dave Langevin. He ranks second to Dennis Potvin in games, assists, and points for an Islander defenseman. Number 7 from Sweden, Stefan Persson. He scored the goal that brought the Islanders an NHL record 15 straight wins. A 25th anniversary ambassador, left wing, JT, number 27, John Tonelli. He fired the shot heard across Long Island, bringing the first Stanley Cup to Long Island. His Islander jersey is now retired. My broadcast partner, Mr. Islander, number 23, right wing, Bob Lindstrom. His late arrival in the spring of 1980 sparked 4 straight Stanley Cup victories, picking up the Conn Smythe Trophy as the playoff MVP in 1981, the popular center, number 91, Butch Goring. We draw your attention now to the middle wall. The first team center could not be with us tonight. He's the Islander all-time leader in games, assists, and points. He's second in goals. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy in 1980, the greatest two-way center to play the game. And the next Islander to have his jersey retired via the scoreboard, please welcome number 19, Bryan Trottier.
Thank you very much. It's an extreme honor and a privilege to be a part of the all-time Islander team, and to be a part of the group that you chose is one that I'll cherish. My years on the island were the best years of my life, and the fans were a big part of it. So thank you very much, and congratulations to all. Congratulations to all.
Now let's meet the rest of the first team. He's the all-time goaltender leader in games and victories. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy in 1983, holds most of the NHL records, 88 wins. His Islander jersey is now retired, a member of the Hockey Hall of Fame, goaltender number 31, Battling Billy Smith. He scored big overtime goals in 1980 versus LA and 1984 against the Rangers. Always a steady presence on the blue line. Defenseman number 6, the Wolfman, Kenny Morrow. He's the Islanders' all-time leader in goals, assists, and games for a defenseman. The third Islander captain, the first Islander to have his jersey retired, and a member of the Hockey Hall of Fame, one of the greatest defensemen in NHL history, number 5, Dennis Hutman. He's a 6-time 30-goal scorer, ranks 4th on the Islanders' all-time list for goals, assists, and points. He was the second captain of the team, a 25th anniversary ambassador, and his jersey was retired on December 7th of last year. Number 9, left wing, Clark Gillies. He's the Islanders' all-time leading goal scorer with 573. The Conn Smythe Trophy winner in 1982. His jersey was the second to be retired. A member of the Hockey Hall of Fame, the greatest goal scorer in NHL history, number 22, Mike Palffy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chase Bank Islander 25th anniversary all-time team.
Percentage the greatest of all?
And now please welcome the 1997 New York Islanders. gentlemen, we're going to give the all-time team one last salute with a ride around the ice.
Well, you're looking at one of the greatest collections of talent in the history of the National Hockey League, and yet if you want to contemporize it some, put it in this perspective. Look at all of those great players, so many Hall of Famers, and think about what they each made in their most lucrative National Hockey League season. Add that all up, and you probably don't even get on the charts for one team's salary today. That's how much things have changed over the years. Kenny Morrow is the kind of guy you would want to have taken to Vegas or Atlantic City with you. Gold medal in 1980, comes to the Islanders, wins 4 straight Stanley Cups, 19 straight playoff series. And you know, maybe that, as much as the 4 straight championships, is the one element or the one record among everything that they accomplished over that time period that's going to be most difficult to match, because a lot of people have tried to beat that down a little bit or to somehow dilute it and say, well, you know, there were some 2 out of 3s and 3 out of 5s in there. But to my way of thinking, that makes what they did even more remarkable, because those 2 out of 3s and 3 out of 5, they're crapshoots. Stephen Pearson came here in the 77-78 season. 2 years later, he won a Stanley Cup. Steph, one of the guys you don't see all that often here at the Nassau Coliseum. But as they head around the ice one more time, soon they'll fade from view. But their legacy hangs forever here at the Nassau Coliseum, or at least until they build a new place somewhere close by. What's Butch Goring's future? Very successful minor league coach in the Islanders system, winning the Turner Cup in the International League. Kenny Morrow's in the organization as a pro scout. A lot of the men that you have seen on the ice over the last little while here are still employed in one capacity or another by the Islanders. Clark Gillies, very active among the alumni, constantly involved in the alumni games and various charitable endeavors that take place here on Long Island. Bobby Nystrom, not only still a broadcaster working on the radio side with Barry Landers, but the director of community relations. Mike Bossy is like the Don Imus of Quebec City now. Do you believe that Mike Bossy, and you know, he was a little more sullen a personality, I thought, than many of the others in that room during their Stanley Cup period. He's like Soupy Sales up there. They say he's got one of the great comedy acts going. Go figure. Islanders have a game tonight against the Florida Panthers. We'll have
The Islanders' Rich Pilon might best be remembered for this stick-swing incident back in January when he went after Mario Lemieux. Well, the Pens visited the island today, and the first period scoreless.
And this is just as rare. Rich Pilon gets his first goal in 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. Great goal, Rich.
Beats Patrick Lalime, first goal in, to be exact, 2 years and 3 days. And the other end, Joey Mullen looking for goal number 500. Pulled down, crashes in the net. He went goalless today. Second period, more out of Pilon. That's the Rich we know and love, smashing Darius Kasparaitis to the ice. Kasper left bloody and angry, even took it out on his old fans back in Long Island. Third period, Pilon resorting to old tricks. There he is slashing away at Chris Tamer. A full day for Rich Pilon and the Isles. They win 4-1.
Victory over Washington.
And here's the play, March 2nd, 97, back to the point. Hard slap shot deflected in front. Marty McGinnis with a hard load shot. And then on the doorstep, there's the puck into the back of the net. And they are victorious. LaPointe, that goal scorer, they win 2-0. That's the final. And from that team, there's actually only 3 players.
In fact, they are suing WIP, the radio station, and we're trying to get off that radio.
As he throws in a lot of punches, but Stevie Webb, I mean, he may not win all the fights, but he'll go.
Now Cordick gets him down and doesn't want to continue the pummeling, but Webb won't win many fights.
Leg, and here Pilon ducks out of the way, catches him, watch his right leg. See it hit on the glass? It hit up on the petition. That's where he was injured. It wasn't the hit, the hip check. To me, there's nothing wrong with this hit.
He just received a 5-minute major for clipping and a game misconduct at 5:19. Cross ice to Swoboda. In the slot. Blocked again. The shot, they score! Daniel Lacroix standing in front, got an opportunity, and he banged it home. It's his 7th goal of the year. Is in there along with Dykhouse. Worked free by Smolinski. Back on a go, and the shot, they score! Janssen has made it a 3-1 game with a power play goal. Here's LaPointe. Moving in with Webb. LaPointe shoots, scores! Here gets to go. Puck worked free by Green. Time for a shot by McCabe. Walks to the slot, shoots. Save made by Snow. The rebound out in front, and the horn sounds, ending the game in overtime.
Tremendous effort by the Islanders. Todd Bertuzzi and company. All around.
Bruins in the Isles. First period. First shot on Jim Carey. What else? A goal. Bryan Smolinski. Isles up 1-0. Islanders' second shot of the game. What else? Jim Carey is lost. Brent Hughes with a goal. Carey was pulled into the second. On an Islander power play, Ziggy Palffy makes it 5-1 Isles. And then Palffy scores again. Final seconds of the second period. Palffy had a hat trick. The Isles crushed Boston 8-2. The Isles right in the middle of the playoff race now. Palffy, the hat trick and an assist. Smolinski had 2 goals and an assist. And Robert Reichel continuing his great play since being acquired from Calgary. Reichel with 4 assists. Lightning